All right. Can you see my screen, everyone?
Yes.
All right. So let's go. We started with the structure of Excel yesterday. We talked about sheet, menu bar. We talked about columns and rows in Excel that we have. And we're able to establish that this is the number of columns that we have in Excel, 16,384. If you check, if you count all these alphabet, A, B, C, T, the end, you're actually going to get 16,384. And these are the number of rows, 1,048,000. And then we used a formula yesterday, the count blank, to actually get what we have here. And then this one, we use the row formula, and this one we use the count blank, and this one we use the column formula yesterday. Those are part of the things that we did yesterday. And we talk about our status bar and all other stuffs. Then also we talked about the Excel menu bar layout. We talk about data validation, where we did this drop down. I believe you can see the drop down now.
Yes,
Hello.
sir. It's visible.
Yeah, it was not showing yesterday.
Yeah, it wasn't showing. No, it wasn't showing yesterday, but now it's showing.
Yes, I've actually corrected that error. I apologize.
Thank you, sir.
All right.
Thank you, sir.
So we created this drop down, and then we use the VLOOKUP. You know, anytime you select any month here, it will automatically return our sales using VLOOKUP to return this sales data. So that's what we did yesterday. That's data validation. And then also we did basic sums. We did basic sum. We did basic sum. Also, we worked on aggregate, the aggregate function yesterday. Transpose also, for those people that attended the lecture yesterday, we did transpose also. We did filter also, where we are able to get, using filter, we're able to answer all these questions. Those are the things that we actually did yesterday. And today, by the grace of God, we will start with also yesterday, we talked about Excel form, how you can actually get your Excel form for data entry, your form for data entry. And I said, because it was not showing yesterday, let me quickly demonstrate. Now, on your screen, on your Excel screen, click on this icon. That's quick access toolbar. Click on it, and then you go to more command. See it, more command. And then you click here, and then you go to all command. This is all command. You click it, and then you scroll. You look for F. It is actually arranged alphabetically. So you scroll down, and then you look for F, and then you look for your form. So I'm already in F, and let me look for my form. This is form. You click it, you add. I see my own is already added. That's why I'm not going to add again. So you add it, and then you click OK. And then your form will be here. So anytime you want to enter any data, just select the header and click on the form. It will pop up like this, and then you click on new, then you can make all your data entries. And once you are entering your data, it will populate at the background automatically. So the form is used for data entry. So today, we are going to start with cleaning and validation. We are starting with cleaning and validation in Excel. Now, if you work in finance, or if you are working with numbers or text or whatever you are working with, now in most cases, the data that you get will come very dirty. What do I mean very dirty? For example, if you fill a form, if you ask people to fill a form, you see that some people will fill the form using capital letter all through. Some will fill the form using small letter all through. Some will fill the form using all kinds of character to fill that form. So when you have that kind of scenario and you have that kind of data, you have a duty to, first of all, clean the data before you now begin to analyze. So, and one of the reasons why you have to apply all these functions is that it will minimize error in your work. For example, in Excel, you try as much as possible to limit doing your work manually. If you are doing your work manually, it will take a lot of time. You will not be efficient, and your work will have errors. It will contain a lot of errors. And that's why when you're working in Excel, when you're working with text or you're working with number, you try as much as possible to use functions and formula to do your work so that your work will be free of errors. And that's the essence of all these functions. So, talking about cleaning and validation in Excel, we'll be taking some of these functions, we'll be using some of these functions to clean our data. We have the clean function, the trim, the length, the value, the end function, and the T function. All of them we are going to apply, and we see the kind of work that they do. Now, let's start with the clean function. What does the clean function does in Excel? The clean function, what it does is that it will remove all non-printable characters in your text. So all non-printable, most of this non-printable character, I talk about tab, is non-printable character. So when you apply the clean function, it will remove all the non-printable character in your text. So let's see how it works. So what I want to do is that I want to apply the clean function to the pay rate. This is the pay rate column. We want to apply the clean function to clean the pay rate column. So we simply say equals to clean, and then it says the text. So click on the text you want to apply it to. You want to apply it to this text, and you press your enter, and then you have it this way. And then you double click down, and then the function is automatically applied. And then you have the trim. What trim does is that it removes all.
Sorry, sir. Can you go over that clean function again? Sorry, sir. Can you go over it once again?
Okay, what I mean is that the clean function, it removes non-printable characters in your text or in any number that you apply it to. So if you want to apply the clean function, you simply say equals to clean. This is it. You can see what Excel is saying about that. It said remove all non-printable character from text. That is the function that the clean function do. All non-printable character, it takes it away from your text. So simply say clean, and then say text. So click on the text that you want to apply it to and press enter. And then you double click to apply to all your text. Do we understand? So
Thank
that's
you, sir.
that's how it works. And then we go to trim. Trim will remove spaces, unnecessary spaces from your text or from any value that you apply it to. So when you have, for example, when some people are typing, they put double spacing, and then so many other things like that. So what trim does is that it will remove all those spaces, and then it takes them away from your text. So if you want to apply it, say equals to trim. That is trim. You can see it here. Trim. And it says, look at the definition, remove all spaces from a text string except for single space between words. So if you apply, let's say, for example, you are typing, by error, you put double spacing. When you apply the trim function, it will take away one of the space and it will leave the other. So it takes away all unnecessary spacing from your text. That's what the trim function does. So just equals to trim, and then it says text. So we want to trim our employee ID, our staff ID. This is it, this column, to trim it. So what do? Just a trim, and then you click on the text, and then you press enter. So this function, they are very, very easy to apply, and it makes your work very easy. So you just click down, and then it trims all your text for you, and then that's the trim function. Now we have the length. What length does is that it counts the number of character in a text string. For example, you want to count the number of character of your name, or for example, let's say you are working with numbers. Phone number, we all know that phone number should be 11 digits. For example, in Nigeria, account number should be 10 digits. So if you have data like that, phone number, account number, and some other stuff like that, you want to make sure that this thing is actually correct. So you apply the length and you want to count the number of characters that is there. So you say equals to length, and you press your tab key and it says your text. So we want to count the number of characters that we have in our employee ID. So you click on the text and then you press enter. And then it says 4. So if you count this employee ID, this column, this number 1, 15, 12, you know it's 4 characters. So the length will count the number of characters that you have. So just double click and you check. And then you can see that these are some of the ways that you need to apply some of these functions to your work, so that it will quickly detect when there is error in your work. You can see that applying the function, I see that there is one that says 5. The rest is saying 4. Look at it. But this one says 5. So I'll quickly detect that there must be an error in that one, because normally, according to this data, my employee ID should be 4 digits, 4 characters. But this one is saying 5 now. So I already know that something's wrong with this data. So that is why sometimes when you have data like that, maybe you have student ID that should be a specific character. You have account number that should be of a specific character, phone number, and like that. I want to ensure that these characters are correct. Then you quickly apply your length, and then you quickly tell you, and then you'll be able to know. So you just check, you just double check, and you see that. So with this now, I know that this one has an error. You can see this one is saying 5. You see there's an error there. And then I'll quickly come there and I see that by error, by mistake, this employee ID is not correct. So, can we please mute, please? Can we please mute? So we see. So that is what length does. And then value. The value function, we want to make sure it is used for data validation. Now, for example, if you attend an interview and they ask you what are some of the functions that you can use to validate data in Excel, one of the functions that we use to validate data is the value function. And then we also have the end function. When we get there, so the value function, that's one of the functions that you use for data validation. So how does it work? Let's see how it works. Say equals to value. This is value. And then if we check the value function, I want to equals to value. Now we check this function. It says convert a text string that represents a number into a number. Now let's see how it works. Say value, and then you click our text. Our text is the employee ID. You want to apply the value function, and you click OK. And this one says, yeah, it's a value, it's a digit. Then you click down. And then you see that some return error. This one return error. This one also return error. Now, what this is telling me that this is not the value, and this also is not the value. That's what it's telling me. So you quickly detect if there are errors like that in your data set. So this one will be checked through, so that this employee ID contains letters, alphabet. You can see K here. And that's why Excel is returning in this function is returning as error that it is not a value. And this one also is saying that it is not a value. I don't know. So you can see that it's saying it's not a value. So
Hello, sir.
Yeah.
Hello, sir. We are not seeing your screen is static.
It's static.
Yes, it's static. We can't see the dynamics of what you are doing.
Wow. Others, can you see my screen? Is it static?
Yes, I can see your screen. It's moving.
Right?
Yes.
It may be due to the network, sir. My screen is moving.
okay.
Yeah. All right, so we just continue. So that is what the value does. It is used for data validation. And then you have the end function. The end function also works like the value function also. It is used for validation of data. So we say equals to n. I say, you open your bracket and say the value. So let's apply this end function to our staff ID. You apply it here and you press OK. And it returns the value for us, saying that it is actually a number. So you double click down, and then you see that this one is returning 0, and this one also is returning 0. You can see that both the value function and the end function work hand in hand. So they are used for data validation. So you see here, when we apply the value function, this one return an error. This also return an error. And then this end function also, this one returns 0, and the other one returns 0, saying we are getting to know that there's something wrong with these two employee ID, that they are actually not numbers, or something's actually wrong with them. So that's how you detect in your data set. And that I want to mention is that when you are applying your formulas and you are double clicking, please make sure that you always scroll to the last data set that you have, so that you make sure that your formula is actually applied. So you go down, go and check. Always go down. When you apply formula by double clicking, make sure you go down and check whether it actually applies. So that's how you pay attention to details. It's very, very important. So don't just double click and you assume that everything has been done. So make sure you go down and check whether it has actually been applied. And then you have the T function. So what does the T function do? It is also used for validation of text. And then you say equals to T, and then it says value. So I still want to apply it to our employee ID. I'll click here, and then I will say, so if what you applied the T function to is not a text, it will return 0. It will not return anything. It will be blank. And that's how it works. So you can see that this one is blank. I'll simply need to double click down. And then you see that you can see here we have an error. See here we have an error, and then the T function says return this text for us, saying that it's actually containing a text. You can see it, and it's true that you can see this employee ID contain a text, and that is K. So, and that's why here we have an error. We have an error also, and then here the T function is returning it as it is a text. And also, this one also, the T function is returning that it is a text. And that's why sometimes when you ask people to maybe write a number, some people will type alphabet. Let's say people want to write account number that say 00. So people will type O instead of a 0. And that's what is happening here. You can see that this employee ID actually contains O instead of a 0. And that's why we are having this error. So apply some of these functions to your work. It makes life easier, and then it helps you to quickly detect errors in your work. And that's cleaning. That's data cleaning and validation. So you want to clean your data, apply the clean function, the trim function. You want to validate your data, apply the value function, the end function, and the T function, and then you actually get your work done very fast. So I hope that's clear, everyone.
Yes, sir. It's
Yes,
very,
sir.
very
It's clear.
clear, sir.
It's clear, sir.
All right, thank you. So we can go forward now. Now we go to test function. We go to text function, and then we are dealing with date now. Now we have this employee data, the staff ID, the first name, the last name, the email address. We have the hire date. Now the hire date is talking about your date of first appointment, or just like your date of birth. So the hire date is talking about the date that you actually employ into that organization. That's what your hire date is talking about. And then you have the monthly salary in dollars. And then what we have been asked to do is that we want to get the full date. Yeah. We want to get the full date. We want to extract the full date. If you look at this date, this is actually a short form of date. Yeah, the short form. You can see the year, the month, and the day. So it's actually a short day. So we want to extract the full date here. Here we want to extract only the month. Here we want to extract only the year. Here we want to extract only the day. And then we see the fix also function here. So how do we go? Now, if we look at this higher date, it says that this is a 9th of July, no, 9th of June 2022. It is the higher date. But this 9th of June 2022, we don't actually know whether it's a Monday or a Tuesday. So if you want to extract the full date in Excel, there's a way you can do that. The full date using your formula. So how do we do about that? You simply say, so how do we go about that? We simply say equals to text. Say text. Now, and it says value. What is our value? This is the date we want to look at for. And then you now say comma. And then you open a double quotation. And then you say D. Now, this 4D represent the day of the week, like Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. That's how to extract it in Excel. 4D will give you the full day of the week. And then you press your space. And then you put the day, DD. The 2D represent the day, which is second. Are you getting it? Can you hear me, please?
Yes, sir, I can hear you.
All right. So the D represents the date. Then you press a space, and then what follows? The month. So we now say MMMM. 4M represent the full month, and then space again. Say Y. The 4Y represent the full year, and then you close the quotation, you close the bracket, and you press enter, and then you see that this day, this 9th of July, is actually a Thursday. This is the full date. And then you can double click. You apply down. So this is the full date that we have. So, and that is how you extract it when you are working in Excel. So you extract the full date. So we can actually know that this 9th of June is actually a Thursday. We know that this 9th of November is actually also a Thursday, and so on and so forth. Like I said, anytime you double click down, make sure you go to the last, check it whether it actually applies, and then we see that our formula exactly apply. So let's extract the month. Now, this formula you can also customize. Now, let's say you want to customize it. For example, the DDD that gave us the full day of the week, you can just put it as a D3, this, and then it give you the first 3 letters. That's THU for Thursday, and then you can apply down, and then you have the first 3 letters. Now, if you want to customize again, you can reduce the month to maybe 3 letters like normally have. You see, you now have the first 3 letters of the month. Like June now, JUN for June, and for others like that. Now, if you want for the year also, you can remove 2Y, and then you have the last 2 digits of the year, and then you double click down, and then you apply. So you can customize it, manipulate it the way you want. But actually, this is the formula you use to extract your full date in Excel. And then let's say you want to extract only the month from this date. You want to extract only the month. How do we get about that? Can someone guide us? You want to extract only the month
Okay,
from
sir.
this higher date. Can you guide us on how to extract only the month?
Yes, sir. From
Right.
the equals to text.
Then
we'll press the value.
The value, yes.
That's the higher date.
Yeah.
Then we double colon, Sorry,
Double colon.
apostrophe, inverted comma.
That's you say you press the comma and then
Yes,
you
you
now
press the,
open the double quotation.
yeah, okay, comma, then double quotation.
Okay.
Then if it is only month, that means we are going to do MMM,
the full month.
the full month.
Yeah.
Then you close the bracket,
You close the quotation, you close the bracket,
the bracket.
then you press enter. And then it will extract only the month for you. Yeah, thank you. So you have only the month. You can also customize, like I said, you want only the three digits, just put it to 3M, and then it gives you the 3 digits.
Yes.
If you want just the numbers, put it to 2 digits, 2 M's, and then it gives you only the month in numbers like this. So you can just customize the way you want it. Now the year, yeah, can someone guide us so that we can extract the year? Yes, someone should please guide us.
Can I do that again, sir?
No, another person, please.
Equals to text.
Equals to text.
Then open bracket equals to text. Then open bracket value. You click on the
higher date.
The higher date. Then comma.
Comma.
Then you put quotation mark.
You open double quotation, yeah.
The double quotation, then y, depending on how you want the year.
Depending on how you want the, you close your quotation, close your bracket,
close
and press enter.
bracket.
You have, yeah. So that is that. And also for this, also the day is simply the same. Just say equals to text. You see the value, the higher date, press a comma, open the double quotation, and then we want only the day. You simply say DD for only the day. Close our quotation, close our bracket, and press enter. And then we have the day. So like that. Now, the fix, it is used for, you want to have a fixed number, for example, like we all know in most cases, most of the currencies have 2 digits representing their smallest values. So you can always apply your fix. If you are working with numbers and some other stuff like that, you want to have 2 digits and you want to make it fixed. So you apply your fix function. So how does it work? Let's apply. We cannot apply our fix here because we don't actually have. Okay, we have. We have a monthly salary column. So let's apply the fix and see how the way it works. We say equals to fix, and then this is the fixed that the number we want to fix. Press the comma. Then how many decimal do we want? We want 4, we want 5, any. Just put it. Let's say you want 4 decimal places. Press enter, and then you have your 4 decimal places. So it will apply down to all the number. If you want 2 decimal places, in most cases 2 decimal places, just put it and press enter, and then you have 2 decimal places. So that's how the fixed function work in Excel. And then let's go forward to text processing. Very, very important topic, text processing. Now here we'll be looking at, manipulating text. We look at Concat, the ampersand, Textjoin, lower, proper, upper, and so many others that we are going to consider in this case. Now, like I said, in most cases, when you have data, it may come rough, very rough. You may want to have your data in a specific format, but you may not get it in a format. For example, in most cases, when you fill a form online, maybe you fill a form in the bank, you fill any application form online, admission, whatever. In most cases, you fill your surname first name, other name, date of birth. You fill most of those informations like that. But for someone that want to make use of it, for example, here, when you look at this data, I have staff ID, first name, last name. Now, I may want to have, instead of first name and last name, I may want to have my name as full name instead of having first name and last name. So when you have such, then these are some of the things that you can do to bring it together. You cannot be doing it manually. Like I said, in most cases, if you want to minimize error, use formulas and functions to do your work in Excel. It will eliminate error. It will save your time and you become efficient. But if you are doing your work manually, in most cases, your work will be full of errors. So that's why you have to learn some of these formulas and functions so that it will eliminate error completely when you are working with Excel. So we have this data now, and we want to, instead of having first name and last name, we want to bring it together as full name. That's what we want to do. How can we do that? So let's use, we are going to use the Concat function. We use the ampersand, we use Textjoin. Now, I've tried as much as possible to make sure that I give you maybe one or two functions that you can use for the same purpose. So you now determine which one is easier for you, which one is is not difficult to apply, and then you just learn it. And when you have such a job, you apply it, and it makes your work and your life very easy like that. So these three, you can actually use it to do same thing. The concat, you can use it to join text. The ampersand, you can use it to join text. The Textjoin, you can also use to join text. So let's see how they work. So we have in our data set, we have the first name and last name, but we want to bring it together as a full name. So how do we go about that? Simply say, we want to use the concatenate function. This is the one we want to use for concatenate. So we simply say equals to concat. Now the concat function will concatenate a list or a range of text. So we say concat and it says text1. So this is the text that we want to bring together. First name and last name, we want to bring it together. So we click on this one that says text, and we press our comma, and it says text2. Now, if I press this text2 like this, and I press enter, it will bring the text together, the name together, but you see that there is no space in between. So if I double click down, it will work, but you see that there is no space to separate my name. And that is why we, let's do it this way. We now say equals to concat. These are text1. Press our comma, and then you open the double quotation and you put space in between the quotation, you close the quotation, saying that in between your name, you want space to be there. That's the essence of opening the double quotation, put space, and close the quotation. And then you press a comma, and then it says text3, and then you place your last name. Then you press enter, and then you have your names. So you double click down, and then you have it. So that's how the concatenate function works. It brings text, two or more text strings together. And then the ampersand, most people call it and, but it is actually called the ampersand. So you can also use the ampersand to bring text together, to join text together. So how do we go about that? You simply say equals to, and then you click on the text that you want to join together, this. You put your ampersand and you open a double quotation to indicate space, and then you put your and again, and then you click on the other text that you want to join. Then you press enter.
Sir, please, sorry to distract you. Can you come again from the first one, sir, please? I didn't get it very well.
The concatenate.
Yes, sir.
All right. I will simply do it one more time, and then because of time, we have so many things. So now I said you can use the concatenate to bring text together. It may not be name, it may be any kind of text. You want to bring it together, you can use the concatenate function. So how does it work? We say equals to concat. That's the function in Excel, concat. And then it says text1. Click on your text1. This is the text1 that we want to join. Put your comma, open a double quotation. The double quotation is you want to make sure that you want to ensure space in between those two names. And that's why you are opening the double quotation. And then in between the double quotation, make sure you press space, the space bar on your keyboard, and then close the quotation. That ensures that there is space in between the text. And then press a comma, and then you have text 3. And then this is the text 3, the last name. And then you press enter. So it brings your names together. I hope you get that. So then the concat, you say equals to, you want to join text together using the ampersand. Say equals to, now this is the first text that we want to join. Click on it, and then put your ampersand and put it. Open a double quotation that you want to have space in between. Close the quotation, and then put the and again. Put the and again, and put the last text. Click on the last text. So this is the formula. You can see it on the screen. This is how it works. And then you press enter. And then it's join your text together. Bring your names together again. So that's how it works. And then the text join, you can also use the text join to bring text together. So like I said, there are so many functions like that in Excel. So just make sure that you know one. And what we are trying to do is that you know as much as possible. You now determine which one is actually easier for you. And then you make use of those ones. So let's see how the text join work. You can use it also to bring text together. So you say equals to text join, and then say delimiter. The delimiter is talking about what separates your text. What will separate your text is space. So you simply put double quotation, put space. That is our delimiter. And then press a comma. And it says true. True means ignore empty cells. False means include empty cells. So anyone that you want to use. So in this case, I've used the false. That is include empty cells. And then I'll press my comma. And then it says text. So this is my text 1. Press my comma. And this is my text 2. And then I'll press enter. And then it does the same thing also. So you now have 3 different ways. If in case you want to join text together, you can use some of these functions to do that in Excel. So we've done the concat, the ampersand, and the text join. And then we have the lower. Lower simply means you want to make sure that all your texts are in lowercase. Doesn't matter. You want to convert all your text to lowercase. You can see from here, I have some of these names in capital letter. I have some in small letter. I have some in proper form and so on. But you apply your lower function. It means that you want to bring everything to lowercase. So say equals to lower. It's very simple. And then click on the text and press enter. And then you see that all our texts are now in lowercase. Everything now in lowercase. And then the proper. Proper means you want to, like we are taught in English, proper noun. Make sure that the first letter is in capital. No, that's our proper. And that's how it works also in Excel. So we say equals to proper. And then, sorry, I want to use proper.
Hello, sir. Can
Yeah,
you please come again on that lower, please?
lower. Okay. I mean, okay, let me escape this one and let me come again. Okay, lower. I said lower means you want to convert your text to lowercase, to small letters. That's what the lower function does. And I said, look at some of these names. I have this one in capital. I have this one in proper form, and so on and so forth. But what lower does is that it will convert everything to lowercase. So how do we do that? Say equals to lower. This is lower, and then you click on the text, and then you press enter. And then you see that all your texts are now in lowercase. You double click down, and you see that everything is now in lowercase. And then proper. You say equals to proper. Sorry, this is not proper. This is proper. And then this is the text that you want to proper. Proper means you want to capitalize the first letter of each word. You want to capitalize it, the first letter of each word. And then this one now, for example, this one that we have it in lowercase, we want to capitalize the letter of each word. And then we press on it, and then we press OK. And then you see that this Emily, the first letter E is now capital. Jones, the first letter J is now in capital. And then you double click, and then you have it. Now, why you need to apply some of these functions is that, like I said, when you get your data, it will come in various forms, very dirty. And that's why you have to clean it with some of these functions in Excel. So in most cases, most people will prefer to have it in proper form. You want to have it in proper form. And let me mention that some of these functions also, you can combine them. For example, look at this concatenate. We can add the proper function to just make it proper. For example, how do I do that? This is concatenate. I'll simply come here and put proper. You say proper, I'll simply put proper. And then I'll press enter. Sorry, I'll press enter. So I'll close the bracket and then I'll press enter. I will see that our name is now concatenated and also in proper form. So you can combine some of these functions together in Excel. So that's that about that. Then we go to upper. Upper means you want to capitalize, put all your text in capital letter, uppercase. That's what upper does. So you simply say equals to upper, and then you click on the text here, and then you press enter, and you see. So all our text now, all our names now in capital letter. So that's how it works, upper and some other stuff like that. So now we've worked on some of these functions. Now let's look at others. Flash fill, text to column, right and left. Now, the flash fill means that, for example, you have your data like this, the full name. I want to split it to first name and last name. You can use some of these functions, flash fill, text to column, and some other functions like that. You can use them. So how do we use your flash fill? Now, you simply, if you want to use your flash fill, this is the way you do it. Type the name, the first name. For example, Emily. I will type Emily, and I will say Emily. This is Emily. And then I will drag down. I will drag it down like this to the end of my text, of my data. I will drag it down to the end. And then everything will be Emily. But look at this small box here. Look at it. Just click on it and then pick flash fill. And then it will automatically correct all the others. You can see it. That is how it works. You can see it. It's very easy. You want to split names or split text. And then also for last name, simply type the first one, which is Jones. I will simply type Jones. Jones. And I will drag it down. I will drag it down. And then I have this text, this small box here, autofill option. I'll click on it and I will select flash fill. And then all my names is corrected. You can see everything now. Everything is done, neatly done. So that's how you apply your flash fill. So that's how you apply your flash fill. And then you have text to column. You can also use the text to column to split names. You know, we have the full name like this. You want to split it to first name and last name. It's very easy. So let me show you the way it works. So copy your text. Let me copy this text. Let me copy everything. Control C. And I'll paste where we have this place. I'll paste it as values. Yeah. Now I have it as full name. Now I want to split it into first name and last name. It's very easy using our text to column. So what you will do is that you will highlight all your text that you want to split. Highlight everything, top to bottom. Now, once you highlight, go to data. Go to the data tab. And you see text to column. This is a text to column. Click on it. And this box will pop up. And it says delimited, which means what is separating your text. Now, this is our text. Just click on next. And what is separating your text? In this case, what is separating is space. So I'll pick space. I'll leave this. I'll pick space. And then you see that from the preview, you can see that my text is already splitted. You can see it. Can you see it, everyone? Can you see
Yes.
it? All right.
Yes.
Yeah. So you can see that my text is already splitted from the preview. And then I'll just click finish. And then you see that it has been splitted to first name and last name. First name and last name. So these are some of these things that you can use. Then let's talk about the left and right. We have left, middle, and right. Let's do just two. You want to extract certain number of character from the left side of a text or a number. You want to extract certain character from the middle, certain character also from the right. You can use the left and right function to actually do that in Excel. So let's just say, for example, this first, let me include it. Let me change it to staff ID. Now, let's say you want to extract the first 2 digits. No, our staff ID is 2 digit, 4 digits, 4 characters. Now, let's say we want to extract the first 2. That's 15. We want to extract it from all our staffs in this column. So we can simply use our left function. Say equals to left. Say left. And then you click on the text. You press a comma. And then say number character. That is how many characters do you want to extract. This time around, I want to extract 2 characters. And then I press enter. And then it gives me the first 2 characters. I can double click them. And then I have it. And then I have it. Same thing with the right. Let's say you want to extract the last 2 characters from the right side of this text, of this staff ID. Simply say equals to right, and it says text. Click on this text, click your comma, and then say number. How many characters do you want to extract from the right? 2. Let's say 2.
Okay.
And then you press enter.
Sir, can you come again on the right?
And then you click to apply down. So you see now everything is neatly done. And you see that, look at everything that we have done from the Concat to ampersand and everything is neatly done because we use some of these functions. And that's why you should use it also. So that's that about text processing. So make use of some of these functions when you are working. And then we go to lookup. Now we are beginning to get to the advanced, intermediate, advanced. This is, we want to treat lookup now. Now, the lookup functions, what it does in Excel is that you have a set of data, you have an information, and you want to search for a specific piece of information from that.
Hello, sir, you are breaking. No, can you come again, sir?
Okay, I'm breaking.
I think it is network.
Can you hear me clearly now?
Hello?
Can you hear me clearly now?
We can hear you. Guys,
Can you come again, sir? From the right, before we go to the lookup.
From the right. Okay, I simply said using the right function. It means that you want to extract certain number of characters from a text or from a number from the right hand side. For example, I said, look at this, our staff ID. Let's say you want to extract the last 2 digits the last two characters from all this staff ID, you can use the right function. We've used the left function, we can use the right function. Now, for example, let me show you something. Now, when I was working with your, this is your student. Can you see my screen now?
Yes, sir, we can see it.
Yeah. So these are your student ID. Can you see the student ID? Now,
Yes,
when I
sir.
wanted to generate this student ID from the data you submitted, I did not return anyone manually. I didn't return any value manually. I used formula to return all these values. And within 3 minutes, I was done. We look at this.
Sir, we can't hear you again at all.
It's your
Can you hear
network.
me now?
Oh. We can hear you. It's your network.
All right. So from the data we collected from you guys, the one submitted. Now, when I wanted to generate your staff ID and your student ID, I did not use any. I did not enter anything manually. All these staff ID, everything you see here, I used formula to return them quickly, very fast. Within 3 minutes, I was done with everything, and that's why you use some of these functions. For example, when I wanted to extract the first 4 characters from your email addresses, I simply used the left function and I extracted the first 4 characters from your email. I wanted to extract your date of birth from the date of the one you submitted. I simply used the left and apply some of these functions, and within minutes I was done with this
Sir, I
student
can't hear you
ID
from the
stuff.
beginning at all. The line is breaking. Even now, I can't even hear
Is
you
it
again
true?
at all.
It's your network,
I
Mr.
can hear
Dowu.
you.
We can
I
hear you
can hear
clearly.
you. I can hear you
Mr.
clearly.
Dowu, it's your network. Please go.
I hear you.
All right. All right. Thank you. So we were talking about using the left and right function. I said the left works. You want to extract certain number of characters from the left side of your text. Use the left function, the right function also. So how does it work? We said we want to extract from this app ID, this column A. We want to extract the first 2 characters. We want to extract the first 2 characters. We simply say equals to left, and then you press the text, click on the text and say comma, and it say number chart, which means how many characters do you want to extract? I want to extract 2. I'll simply put 2, and then I'll press enter, and then I'll double click down. You see that all our stop ID, the first 2 digits, has been extracted for us within seconds. And then also for the right, let me put this one as staff ID. Staff ID 2. Want to extract the last 2 characters. Say equals to right. Right. Open your bracket and click on the text, and then your comma, and it says the number. How many characters do you want to extract? 2. I'll simply put 2, and then I will do this, and then I will double click, and it gives him the last 2 characters. So it's not only number, it works with text also. So you can, it depends on how you want to use it. So that's how it works. That's how it works. Yeah. So we now go to lookup before we take our break. After this this lookup, we'll go for break, and then we'll come back and we'll finish for today. Now we are beginning to get to the advanced, and that's why I want to quickly rush through the basic so that we can have more time to treat some of these advanced concepts, because these are the ones that you actually need to work with. Now we are on lookup now, and I said earlier that lookup, what it does is that when you have a specific information, I want to search for something in that information and return it, you can use your lookup. When we get to VLOOKUP, HLOOKUP, index, SLOOKUP, there are so many lookup like that. You see how they work. But for now, we want to use lookup function. Now, for those that are teachers, those that work in the educational sector, those that work in finance, you are a supervisor, you want to award grade mark, you want to award commission, you want to calculate commission, use your lookup to do all those things. For example, now look at this table that we have. We have our student information, we have the staff, the student ID, you have the full name, you have their scores from possibly an exam. And then what we want to do is that we have this table that we have been specified. And in most cases, this is how results are graded in our educational sector. If you agree with me, if you're a teacher, you know what I'm talking about. In most cases, this is how students are graded. So you have the score, you have the grade, and then you have the interpretation. Now, which means that any student that scored between 0 and 34, the grade will be F, and the interpretation will be poor. Any student that scored from 35 to 39, the grade is FE, and the interpretation is a fair, and so on and so forth. And any student that scores 70 and above, the grade is A, and the interpretation is excellent. And then we want to quickly award it for all these our students. Now you cannot do it manually. Like I said, it will take a lot of time, and in most cases there will be error in your work. For example, you now say, okay, this student Aaron that scored 39. Okay, I will now say F. You want to type manually, and then interpretation you want to say poor. No. You are not efficient. No. It should not be like that. It will take you a lot of time, especially when you have thousands of students you are working with. For example, look at this data. This data is about the students about 126. So if you want to grade them and you want to do it manually, it will take a lot of time. And that's why. So use your lookup. What you need to do is that specify your condition like this. Once you specify your condition, it's become very easy. Within a minute, you are done with the grading, I can assure you. And then there'll be no error in your work. So how do we do that? So now this student 39, we know from our table that the what he should get is what? What should he get? What will he get from this table? Can someone hear me?
Yes, we can hear you.
Fair.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
Yeah,
what will
fair.
the student get?
Fair. 37 falls under fair.
What did he say?
37. That's called 37 falls under fair.
Yeah. It falls under fair. E. Thank you. Yeah. So we know that this student that scored 37 should get E, and the grade, the interpretation is fair. Now, this student that scored 72, we know that the score falls under this one, A. He should get A, and the interpretation is excellent. That's what we know. So this is our table. And from what we learned in the past, when we are doing the VLOOKUP, when we are doing our VLOOKUP, I said in Excel, anytime you select an array, this is an array. Array is always fixed. It's always fixed. So let's see how it works with lookup. So let's do the grading now. So simply say equals to lookup. Type your lookup. This is our lookup. And it says the lookup value. The score is our lookup value. Click on it and press a comma. That's our lookup value. And then the next one is our result lookup vector. It says lookup vector. Now the scores is our lookup vector. You highlight everything. And then you fix it. Press your F4 to fix. Like we have learned yesterday that anytime you select an array, it has to be fixed in Excel. And then press a comma. And then it says result vector. What's our result vector on this table?
Is it the interpretation?
No.
The grade?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So the grade is our result vector because actually that is what we want to return, the grade. So we pick the grade also. We pick everything. And then we do what? We fix. We apply our fix. Press your F4. In some system, you may need to press your function key before the F4 we apply the $sign. So, but in some systems, it depends on how your keyboard, the setting of your keyboard. But in some keyboard, you have to press your function key. In some, you don't have to press the function key. So it depends. So we now have it like this, and then press enter. And then we know, look at it. We know that 37 is E. It's very simple. And then you simply apply. And then you know. Look at it, top down. All your student has been graded within few seconds. And then we know, yeah, look at it. 47 is D. 30 is F.
Sir,
86
sir,
is A. Yeah.
can you please come again?
Yeah.
Look
Okay.
up, please.
All right.
It's quite convenient.
All right. Now, let me finish what I'm doing, and then I will repeat it one more time. Now, we have the grade already. What about the interpretation? We have the grade. Now, let's do the interpretation, and then I will repeat it one more time. Now, let's go for the interpretation. So we say equals to lookup. That's our lookup value. The score is our lookup value. And then you press a comma. And then lookup vector. Now, this is where it becomes tricky. Well, it's not tricky. Now, our lookup value, our lookup vector now is also the score. The score. And then you fix it. Then press a comma. And it says result vector. This time around, our result vector is not grade again. This is what we want to return. Abi, interpretation. That's what we want to return now.
Yes.
This becomes our result vector. Pick the interpretation. And then you fix. And then you press or enter. And then you know that E is fair from this table that we have specified. It's fair. And then you double click down. And then you see everything is neatly done. So you see 72 is A and it is excellent. And then let's see, you make sure you check down like I normally say. And then you see that 47 is D. And then the interpretation is a average. And then you have it like that. So if you use this kind of function when you're working, there will be no error in your work. There will be no error. So that's how the lookup function works. You can use it for grading. You can use it for so many things. Once you know how you are going to apply it, and once you specify your condition, and these are conditions. So
I want quickly to ask one question, sir. Immediately you press F4, is it going to change automatically to?
Hello.
Is it going to change automatically to that $sign?
Yeah.
thing?
Once you select the array and you press F4 in Excel, automatically the $sign we apply. It should apply. Like I said, in your key, it depends on the setting of your keyboard. Like my own, I have to press the function key before I will press the F4. So in some system, it's not like that. It depends on the setting of your keyboard. So, but once it is like that, simply once you highlight it like that, you press the F4, automatically the $sign will apply to it. So that's how it works. So let me go over this one more time and then we'll move forward. All right. So, like I said, this is our array. This is the criteria. And this is our result interpretation. This is what we want to return for all the students. So, we simply say equals to lookup and then lookup value. These are lookup values. Press a comma and then lookup vector. These are lookup vector. Now, once you highlight it like this, press your F4. You can see automatically the $sign will apply automatically. Then press a comma and then result vector. These are result vector. Highlight everything also and then put your $sign. It will apply and then press enter. And then you have it. So double click, apply down, and then you have everything. Now, the reason why you should apply your $sign is that what you are telling exam is that if you want to look for my result, don't look outside of this array. But if you don't apply the dollar sign, it will return an error for you. For example, let's try it. Let's say equals to lookup, and then these are lookup value, and then these are results lookup vector, press a comma, and these are results vector, and press enter. Now the first one will be correct, but if you apply, you see error, and that's why you need to fix your array. When you select your array in Excel, it will return error for you. It will return error for you. In fact, the students are even more than, I didn't even check. Let me check now. Yeah. So it will return error. So that's that. And that's why you need to apply a dollar sign to fix. So we'll go over it one more time. Say equals to. All right. Please guide me. This time, guide me, please. Can you unmute and guide me?
Equal to
Lookup.
lookup.
Okay.
Then the lookup value is the score. The first one,
Lookup
37.
value.
Okay.
Then the lookup vector is the score in the array
That's the
table.
grade.
Yeah. This one.
Then we lock it,
We
F4,
fix it. Yeah. Thank you.
comma,
Okay.
Yes,
comma. Then the result vector is the grade.
That's the grade.
is the gray. Yeah. Thank
We
you.
also lock that one
We lock
with
that.
the F4. Yes, and we
Press
enter.
enter.
Yeah, and then it applies. Thank you. Now guide me for this one too.
Equal
Equals
to
yeah.
lookup.
Lookup
Yes. Then the lookup value is the score, 37,
yeah.
comma.
Comma.
Yes, the lookup vector is the score under the array.
Yeah. This
Yes, we lock it,
we lock
F4, comma.
Comma.
Yes, then the result vector is the interpretation.
Yeah, the result vector is
The array, yes.
Yeah.
We also lock it with the dollar sign.
Okay.
Then we enter.
We enter, and then it applies. Thank you. So just play around with it. There are so many ways that we can use it, but since you are just getting started, you can just play around with it, and then you get to know more about it.
I have a question, sir.
All right.
Yeah, on what basis do we, if we want to have a return and we get 0, what could have happened when you have 0 in that instance?
0.
Yes, yesterday we did a particular lookup, so I tried to practice it. I did everything correctly, but I was getting 0 for my return value.
What's that? You're talking about the VLOOKUP that we did yesterday?
Yes, sir.
It means that your entry is not correct. That's why you are getting 0. You didn't do it correctly. That's why you are getting. I can show you. This is what we did yesterday. No, the one you have in your assignment, right?
Yes, sir.
Oh, it means that it's not correct. I will go over it before we finish, and then you see what I'm talking.
Okay, sir.
It's not correct. Now, let's see how, if you work in sales or whatever, let's see how you can use your lookup to award commission. So someone should please guide me. These are our criteria. These are our criteria. And this is what we want to get. We want to get the commission in percentage. I want to get the commission amount. And we have specified our criteria. And this is so someone should please guide us.
Okay, sir. Equals to. Are you there, sir? Can you listen to me, sir?
Yes, I can hear you. Yeah. Let's go on. Yeah. Equals to.
Yeah.
Equals to, yes.
Equals to lookup.
Lookup, yeah.
Then we click on the value, which is under the cells. We click on the
that's the lookup value.
Lookup value C3.
Yeah, C3. E3.
E3 rather.
All right.
Then we put comma.
comma.
Yes. If we are to get the commission, then we click on the sales. Under the sales, we highlight the sales from 0 to 25.
Okay, this is our lookup vector,
Lookup vector.
and then we fix it.
We fix it.
Okay,
Then we put comma.
comma.
Yes, sir. Then we highlight the commission, the result vector.
The result vector. We do it this way. Yeah. We
Then
put
after
the
that,
dollar sign, we apply the dollar sign. We
then
fix.
we put FN.
After that,
After that, I guess we're going to press comma again.
no, we press our
No, we press our
enter.
enter.
So we have our result. And we see that from this table, you see that that it
Commission.
says from 0 to 499, we not get any commission. It's 0%. And then this is what we have. So it's correct. So we simply drag down, and then you have it. This is the commission in percentage. Now, how do we get the commission amount now? This is the commission percentage. This is sales. Now, how do we get this commission amount? We simply know that this guy that have a sales of 493, the commission is 0%. He's not getting any commission. But this guy that has a sales of 1,418, his commission, based on this criteria, his commission is 1.5%. So how do we get the amount now? This is the percentage. How do we calculate the amount, the commission amount now?
So also
Yeah,
equals to lookup. Then we click on the sales again.
The sales, okay.
Then after clicking on the sales, comma. Yeah, after comma, we highlight the sales value.
The sales value.
Then after that, we fix it. FN F4.
Yeah.
Then after FN F4, then we highlight comma. Then we highlight the value under the commission percentage, not the percentage this time.
This one.
Then we fix it.
Then we fix it.
Then we enter.
Press enter. You see, it's not correct. It's not correct. You see?
It's correct.
Go through. Don't have to go through that stress. Now, to get your commission, I just want you to finish it. To get your commission amount, you simply have to multiply this times this. It will give you the commission amount. So this thing is dynamic. So you simply say equals to 6 times this, the percentage, and then you press enter, and then it gives you the amount. You see now, gives you the amount. So that's how it.
Just come again on that one, sir, please.
Yeah, we've gotten our commission in percentage using our criteria. These are our criteria. And then we've gotten the commission percentage. So I want to get the commission amount. We simply have to multiply. We don't have to go through any other stress. We multiply our sales by our commission in percentage. And then it will give us the commission amount for all our staffs. So we say equals to sales, this column multiplied by this commission in percentage. And then you press enter. And then you double click to apply. And then you see that all your staff have been awarded the commission that is due to them according to their performance. So everyone will not get this kind of commission according to their performance. So that's how the the lookup works. So that's another way in which you can use your lookup function. So we simply do this daytime and we stop for today. The time is fast spent. We do the datetime operation. Now in Excel, we want to work with dates. There's a series of functions that you can use. For example, we've talked on how to get our full dates the other time when we were working. So we have this employee data. We have their ID, their name, their hire date. This is their hire date. This guy was hired on the 2nd of July 2010. What we want to do is that we want to find out how many years has he or she spent with the organization. How many years? From 2010, and this is 2024. We actually want to find out in years, how many years has he spent, how many months, and the number of days with the organization. So that's what we want to do using our datetime function. Now, can someone guide me to get this full date? I think we have done it, so I don't have to stress myself. Yeah, please guide me on how to get the full date.
Equals to text.
Equals to text.
Then you pick the cell C3. That's the first date under higher dates.
You say 3, yeah.
Then comma, quotation, the double quotation.
Open the double quotation.
Then DDDD.
D. Let me have it in small letter. D.
Then space.
Space.
DD.
D.
Space.
Space.
MMMM.
MMMM for the full month.
Yes, for the full month. Then space for the full year. YYYY.
Y for the full year.
You close the quotation, close the bracket.
Yeah, thank you. And then you press enter. And then we know that this day is actually on a Friday. And then we double click down. And then we have it at our full date. Now we want to calculate from this day 2010 to 2020. We are in 2024. How many years has this guy spent with the organization? Can someone who's going to guide us on how to do that? We want to use the Datedif function. Datedif function. Datedif. So let's just do it this way. Now I want to calculate you are going to use your Datedif function. You can use your Datedif function to get you want to get the number of years between that two particular dates. For example, you can use it to calculate date of birth. You want to calculate your date of birth in years, in months, and in days. You can use the Datedif function. So let's see how it works. You simply say equals to Datedif. Now, one thing about the Datedif function is that it does not automatically come up like other functions in Excel. So you have to type everything full. It will not come up. You know, when we are doing others, like let's say lookup, it will come up like this, and then you just say lookup. But the Datedif will not come up, so it has to be typed in full. So we say Datedif, then open your bracket. Open your bracket. And it says, what are you going to put? You reference the date, this day. Click on it, press a comma, and then you incorporate, there is a function called today. Now, today in Excel will give you the current date. For example, today is today is 16th. Am I right? 16 April. So that's what today's function does. So you simply say today, you incorporate today's function, you close the bracket, and then you open your double quotation and you press Y. Y that you're pressing is specifying the year. It's specifying the year. And then you close the quotation, and then you close the bracket, and then you press enter. Sorry. Oh, something must be wrong. Sorry, let me fix this. The Datedif C3 today, close the bracket, and then open your double quotation.
But you are still having double bracket there.
Yeah,
Sir.
it should be double bracket. Yeah,
Okay.
should be double bracket. Yeah, so that is how it works. So you see the formula now is equals to Datedif. We reference our date, this date, and then we incorporate today. You say today, you open and close the bracket, and then you specify y here in our formula is specifying that we want to return it in years. We want Excel to return it for us in years. So that's how it works. And then we know that from 2010 till today, 2024, the number of years between them is actually 13 years. And we know that this guy, Jessica, has spent 30 years with the organization. So if we double click down, it will apply to all other staffs. And then you know. So you can use that to calculate your date of birth and any date. You can actually use your Datedif function. Now, to get our month and days, very easy. Just let me drag it, and then we just modify. So for the month, we simply change the Y to M, representing the month, and then we press our enter. No, something's wrong. Now, our D3. Now, our formula should be looking at C3. Yeah, the date is in column C3. So we simply change this D3 to C3. See, C3. And then we press enter. And then we know that from 2010 till today is actually 165 months. It's actually 165 months. So this guy, he has spent 13 years with the organization. If you convert that 13 years to months, this is actually 165 months. And then if you want to convert it to days, simply change this E3 to C3. You should be looking at C3, and then change your Y to D, saying that you want it in days, and then click OK. And then you see that from 2010, from 2nd of July 2010 till today, 16th of April 2024, it is actually 5,037 days. So double click, and then you find it like that. So that's how this function works, the Datedif function. You can use to find number of the years, the month, and in days also. And then we have now. Now is used to display the current date and time. You want to find the current date and time, you use now. You see, equals to now. And then we close the bracket like this and press enter. So it should display the current date and time. Let me see. It's not, I think it should be my system. Let me try today. Today equals to today. You close the bracket and then you press enter. Let me format this to date, short date, and then you see. So you have it. And then days is used if you want to get the difference between two dates. You can use the days. You say, for example, let's say you have, for example, 1st October, Nigeria got independence 1st October 1960. And this is let's say 1st October 2024. You want to find out what is the difference in days between those two dates. You can use days, the days function. So let's see how it works. Let's say you want to have it here, say equals to days. And then say end date. Which one is the end date? This is the end date. And then comma. And then you have the start date. This is the start date. Then you press enter and you see that from 1st October 1960 to 1st October 2024, it is actually 23,376 days. That is how the days function works in Excel. And with that, we've come to the end of our class today. I will stop the recording. I will stop presentation so that we can